episode?
Yeah, this would be episode 3, I believe. Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, welcome to the third On the Lamb live stream, where everybody's tired as hell. Joining us...
I'm fantastic.
Joining us once again are the Pages. Alex is too chipper.
Morning person.
Andrew, once again, and for the first time, Tom Sweo, who occasionally does writing stuff for us and runs events. And
it's not what I'm doing today, though.
No, today you're working on the Vassal mod for Endless Fantasy Tactics.
It's going swimmingly.
Well, that's good. Somebody start talking about something while I get all the links posted.
Okay. Well, I will be doing my first work on the Lunarian maquette. So it's going to be a statue, it's going to be like a large model of one of the tiny miniatures. It's going to be about 3 feet tall. And I'm going to make it out of fabric, maybe have a wire armature. I haven't really gotten the structure thought through yet. That's part of what I'm going to do today. And when it's done, hopefully it will look amazing. It will not be done today. And what is everybody else doing today?
Well, I'm going to switch to screen share first. That is what I'm doing. Here we go. Share. A maroon. So today I'll be doing the Pokemon trainer, or something like it, for On the Lamb. And it's going to feature... Oh, yes. It's going to feature someone similar to you, but not exactly similar. And a mashup between that and Umaroon from Hitomo Umaru-chan. So we'll see what we can come up with that's like original coming out of all three of those concepts. Umaroon! Umaroon!
Your turn to talk, Tom.
My turn? I don't like talking. I'm just working on the beginning stages of the Endless Vassal module. Right now, it's just nothing more than importing image files into the module so that we have icons for the different classes and characters. So
nice.
I've got all of the classes screenshot or made into quick little icons, and then one character. So
Cute.
Andrew?
Oh, I am putting the... I'm still working on the Dark Knight female variant. I'm putting the final couple layers on the non-metallic. Right now I'm using just pure Army Painter, Ash Gray. This will be just about done with it. Really just another layer probably of this mixed with a bit of white, and then pure white to make it super shiny. Like you see, the sword's kind of already brighter than the armor.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
man, you send a guy one link to a job title and now, or job offering. Now he's just non-metallic metaling everything.
Well, I did it once and kind of liked it, so it fits this model because it's not as like bright and shining armor as, say, a Crusader or
not
Knight.
With that attitude, it isn't.
But yeah.
And I am just sitting here groggily, drinking milk and eating donuts.
Milk is a bad choice. Have you seen how hot it is out there?
Oh, man.
Well, I've also got a Coke, so
You
That
need
is
more
also
coffee.
a bad choice.
That's a combination. Alright.
it is my 3 hours of sleep, I don't care anymore routine while I eat my donuts. My delicious, delicious Publix donuts.
We
I
have
feel
this
bad for people who don't live in an area with Publixes, because Publixes are fantastic.
Well, we have Marge's Donuts on 28th Street, and they are fantastic. There's a line out the door every morning.
We have a place around here called Peace, Love, and Little Donuts. So hippie.
I used to have Buckeye Donuts. Then I moved back north. Humph.
Yeah. I am looking for some reference art, which I should have pulled up before now.
That's
Hey,
alright.
if we did
That's what I'm
things,
doing.
you know, with like preparation and on time, it wouldn't be the OTL live stream.
Exactly. Exactly. So I was up until like 4 a.m. working, well, for numerous reasons, really. I wasn't supposed to be up until 4, but I got struck with a bout of insomnia, which I do sometimes, just for funsies, you know, just for laughs and giggles. But I was working until 3 on a visual novel, which is it's one of the rewards for my Patreon backers. And it's going to be divided up into sections, and the first section is almost done. All the art assets are made. Most of the scripting is finished. I just need to do some implementing of the assets. But then it'll be finished. Hooray! I'm so excited for it to be done. It's honestly to this point where I'm like, I can't even enjoy it anymore. Like, because you have to test so much stuff, and you can, no matter how much you love a game, I don't care who you are, after you've like tested for like 37 hours or whatever the same sequence, it becomes a bit of a grind.
That seems to be the way with a lot of projects. You start out and it's like, oh, I love this project, and by day 4, week 3, it's just, I want it to end.
Oh my god, it's so
Everything
much.
sucks.
So, yeah. Like, I'm gonna be happy with it eventually, but like, I'll need some time after it's finished and posted and whatever, and then like a couple of months I'll come back and be like, this isn't half bad. But for right now, it's just like, oh my god, let's leave this and never think about it again.
Yeah. That's how I am whenever we do the big casting projects, and I never want to look at those molds again.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't ever want to look at that Misty May mold again. At least for another few months.
So anyway,
Yes.
here's your space bunny. Not really. I'm going to turn this into like a grittier, less chubby version with like real arms and stuff. I'm just using this as a base. I'm making what costume makers call a sloper, which is like a test pattern. And usually I make them for humanoid bodies, not lagomorphs. So I'm using this as my kind of starting point. I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting and a lot of drawing and a lot of just faffing about to get it the right shape. That was amazing.
That was impressive.
Sorry, I thought I was muted. I ended up unmuting myself.
That is a powerful sneeze when it unmutes your mic.
No. I clicked the mute button on my mic, trying to mute myself because I heard the sneeze. I felt the sneeze coming on, and I ended up unmuting myself. So I inadvertently gave you all the wonderful stylings of my nose trumpet.
This and more only on the On the Lamb webcast.
Oh, Emily, is there a way to let people know that we're doing the live stream?
Yeah, down in the bottom corner here, there's a little thing that says links. You can link people to the YouTube page, and
Okay.
that's live.
Right.
So it's on. I posted it in the Endless group and on the OTL Facebook page, which also sent it to the Twitter.
Okay. I'll just share it from on Wham.
There you go.
I don't know how to technology. Oh, I have a buddy. Hey, buddy.
Kitty.
Yeah, this one's Cece. Oh, come here.
Once again, I'm the only one without cat.
Yep. Yep.
You should fix that.
The dog wouldn't like that.
That dog loves everything.
He's
Oh.
terrified of other animals, though. It's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
This is. Oh no, I can't hear my face.
Well, somebody come up with a topic of conversation then.
Topic.
Uh,
How about that local sports team?
They
Oh,
sports very sportingly last sports.
They did sporty.
Who's
I don't
winning
think
the
this
match?
topic's working.
Yeah.
Well, currently I've got all the references I need. I think I need to get into this Pokemon trainer character. Now I'm just figuring out the dimensions of what I'm going to be working on.
I really
Usually I
like how you
start with
turned
a
out.
5x5, but oh yeah. What was that?
I really like how he turned out.
Oh yeah. I was actually curious, is the figure actually kind of a greenish hue, or is that just your camera distorting it?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Mine. It's the camera distorting it. I'm using a camera that was probably carved out of stone, so results are not typical. Let's see if I can't do something about that white balance. But no, I was saying on your screen, Deepwell, Frace's cousin relative looks great. Looks great. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, I'm really thinking about training him out. I thought that
Train.
was,
That's right.
yeah, and I only know because it's literally the file's labeled train Deepwell. Yeah, I mean every once in a while I'll do a piece and I'll be like, you know what, that's not half bad. And then sometimes I'll do a piece and I'm like, this needs to be done. So, but this is one of those ones where I'm like, hey, this is actually, I'm pretty satisfied with this. So, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can do it again. Image. More by here. We're not.
Alright, that looks a wee bit better.
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool looking.
But yeah, it's I mean, I'll have to do like little work in progress shots later with an actual camera, but it's actually a very blue gray. I think this is really
Oh,
throwing it off.
interesting.
Sissy. Sorry, part of the magic of having cats on the stream is that they want attention, and they don't know why we're not paying attention to them, so they scratch the surface. Good times. That's good. I think probably the biggest challenge of my project will be making the face look, round and in the shape that I want it to, because I want to make. So if you're making something and the face is supposed to look like that, this is one of the pattern pieces. This is the point. It's like an orange peel. It's going to be kind of crazy, so just bear with me. I try a bunch of different things. And this is why, when we're making a pattern, we don't use the nice pretty fabric that we bought for it. We use cheap fabric, and then you can just throw it away. And I feel like this is also going to be too small. So yeah.
So this is going to be interesting because I think this is the first time on cast I'm actually going to be putting together options for Emily to look at. The past two pieces that we've done, basically she sent me like, just draw this. And I already knew basically like, oh, it's going to be this pose, it's going to be this design, whatever. But because this is a totally new character, I'm going to want to kind of set some things up for her to consider and just look at before I go into an actual finished piece of concept art.
In a book. Sorry about that.
Oh.
So where did I miss?
Oh, I was just saying how this is going to be the first piece of concept art I do for you on stream, where you're going to actually have options to choose from. Whereas in the past...
That will be crazy.
I know. Whereas before, we were just sort of like, you already established, I want exactly this. This is going to be the first character where it's like, well, we need to establish a pose, and we need to establish sort of a design and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be working up some options for you to look at.
The computer needs food. There you go.
So Al, is this your first time doing like a stuffed animal? Even though it's not really a stuffed animal?
No. Actually, I can bring you an example of something I've done before. I'll be right back. This is Null from Lunar Silver Star Story.
Aww.
And he's like a combination dragon cat. Is what he's supposed to be. And this I just kind of winged it. I might actually
really good.
Thank you. I might use them a little bit for a sort of template, but of course I didn't make a pattern. I just kind of did it. I'm what they call in the sewing world a cutter. That doesn't sound bad. It sounds bad, but it's not. As opposed to a draper. I make decisions and I cut in the fabric, and I would rather cut something in shape and sew it and see if it works than drape and pin and fiddle and fuss. It's just the way I work. But part of the problem with that is that cutters don't often leave behind a good pattern for themselves to use later. So that's one of the disadvantages to it. Yeah, I love making plushies, and I'm sure if I wanted to devote all my time to doing that, I could do a whole table of plushies. They're so fun.
Well, I'll probably end up having you do more of them in the future for us. Have you do a couple more of the small monsters just to have them on display.
Mandragora.
Yeah.
Yeah! Oh my god, I would love that. That would be a really fun one to do.
I'd love to get a minor demonite done as well at some point.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a very good one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I told Heath when he originally submitted the summoner design that I'm totally going to cosplay that at some point. So I could use a little demonite for that.
Oh, Demonite! Yeah, this is going to have to be altered significantly because these are the only. The face is pretty flat, so we're only dealing with 4 of these shapes to make that round face, and also like the size of it. I can just tell now this is not going to be a 3 foot tall, even if the ears were upright, not going to be a 3 foot tall rabbit. So we'll just use these as a loose guide and play around and see what we get. It's going to be interesting when I go to the sewing machine because I don't know if it'll. Sewing machine's over there. I suppose I could bring it in here.
Don't worry about it. If you need to go off camera for a little bit, that's fine.
I may.
So right now I've got 2 poses sort of worked out. I want it to be reminiscent of Pokemon, of course, and I'm looking at, I think this is actually a piece of fan art. It's not official licensed art, but like this obviously is. And while I want to make it reminiscent of this work, I also don't want to be taking so directly from it that it feels infringy. So you'll see, like, I kind of sort of Frankenstein things together. So I've got like the legs on her here. I've just like transitioned them over here just to feel it out. But I've, you know, like her hands on her hip right here, so that's a little different. That's more like from this piece. And then she's holding what's going to be the crystal instead of the Pokemon ball forward, as opposed to like any of these positions. So trying to make something where it's like you can't copyright a girl with her hands on her hips. I mean, that's just like a pretty standard
Anime
pose.
bullshit with the hands on her hips.
Yeah, basically, like, that's pretty, like, whatever, but because obviously we want to be making original content here, I will make an effort to differentiate any of our pieces from source material, referential material. So now I've got 2 poses kind of worked out. I mean, this one's pretty directly from her. I might tweak it a bit to make it a little bit more unique. Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have like one hand up, like tipping the hat down just a little bit. But I want to do one more pose before I get into doing some design work on each of these. And each of these will have a different costume, probably iterating a little bit on that. And we'll see what we can come up with.
Sounds good. Did you did you talk at all about the collector?
Wait, the collector you mean from Suspicious Links?
Yeah.
Oh, right, of course. No, I haven't. So actually what inspired this character is I work on a lot of original content, semi-original content myself, and currently I'm working on a Pokemon homage, I suppose. I write a serial online web comic called Suspicious Links, and it's really the premise of it is pretty loose, and it just creates a possibility for me to write a whole bunch of stories that are totally different from each other. So like one story is a horror story, and another story is like the collector is going to be more of a film noir story, and the one we just finished was sort of a sci-fi story. And I just like some sort of through line. So I've got it all sort of like, it all features the main characters sort of in these different worlds. Kingdom Hearts, I suppose, or Tsubasa, Reservoir Chronicles, but unlike those series, which kind of had, each world was sort of in the context of the larger story in a much stronger sense. The stories that I tell are much more self-contained, and the only real similarity is that it features one or several characters from one world to the next. But in each new world, they're basically totally new characters. I don't know if I can explain it super great, but at any rate, the world we're visiting next, like I said, is the film noir one. And it's going to be about a crime drama and a serial kidnapper, and it's going to be super dark and super gritty. And kind of in the same vein as There Will Be Brawl, if anyone's familiar with that series that they put out. So very obviously parody. So the collector is obviously a like kind of a mashup between something like Silence of the Lambs and Pokemon.
It's so super creepy. I can't wait until you guys, until it's all released and you can read it.
It's going to be pretty horrific, and I'm going to do my best to make it kind of like really awful. Again, because like parody, you got to be so careful with to make sure it's differentiated enough from the source material that it can actually count as parody. I've made like even stylistic choices to make the characters more realistic and gritty looking, so there's no confusion between, is this actually like a Pokemon product, or is this actually like Creature licensed this? It's like, no. In the same way that anyone who checked out There Will Be Brawl no one would be like, is this actually a Nintendo licensed property where like Mario's doing blow and Princess Peach is like having sex with all the different characters and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it, but it's going to be a huge project, so it's going to be either awesome or terrible or awesome eventually.
It's going to be
after
amazing.
I've been done working on it for a while. What was that, Al?
It's going to be amazing.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence.
Well, I don't even have to be confident because I know the story. I know how it's going to go. And
That's true. That's true.
It's great.
Aww.
And I'm looking forward to it as well. Which is partially why I suggested, hey, you should totally put me in it. Of course, the other part being the constantly calling me a Pokemon trainer while we were at Adepticon this year because of my Umaru hat.
Umaru!
It just kind of fit, I thought. Plus, it works to
It
get us
does look
another
like
summoner. And business card art for me.
So I'm going to show you guys kind of a nice. I'm going to show you guys kind of a funny part of the pattern. This is supposed to be a hand, and I don't know if you can see because I'm flipping it all around. When you make a glove, you make a little hole for your thumb because it's a separate spot. Because humans have opposable thumbs, and for some reason, Rabbit has 4 fingers and opposable thumbs. Thanks, guys. So I'm making this how to make a glove. You put a hole there for the thumb, and then you draw out the fingers, but you do not cut them because you're going to be making stitches going up and down here, and they're going to be really close together. And when you make your stitch, it needs to be like this kind of flat U shape. So you stitch, go over a couple, and then you stitch down. You make like these sort of trough shapes. Once it's stitched, then you can cut the fingers, because only at that point they would be like free to move around. So that's why this looks weird. It's probably going to go through a couple of different iterations. Like I said, this is the first pattern. So I'm going to sew this together, see if it works. and then only if it works will I cut into nice fabric. We might not even get into nice fabric today. Let's see.
I just want to make sure you know, Al, any design issues you have with that, you just yell at Heath.
I know. Oh, I know where to go. 4 fingers. Could we not have 3? I'm just mainly upset because I know I'm going to have to make. So the body out of fabric is one thing, but it needs clothing, and a lot of that clothing is going to be leather. So I'm going to have to do leather gloves with 4 fingers, which I don't fancy doing gloves anyway. And then when you make them leather, they're just awful. So that's going to be the challenge. But I did purchase a really nice, really soft piece of gray leather that I'm looking forward to working with. Maybe it'll be more friendly than I'm picturing. I should pin this, but pins are for amateurs.
So this is I'm now finished with the 3 poses that I'm gonna offer you. And the next step will be like throwing together some sort of design. And the thing that's going to be tricky, I'm looking forward to it, but the thing that's going to be tricky is making it feel like it fits. It feels like it could exist in a world with characters with knights and stuff like that. And obviously there's a lot of high fantasy stuff out there right now where it's like character, like Sword Art Online and stuff like that, where it's like there's semi-modern, they're sort of like they're wearing pretty high-tech clothing for a medieval setting, relatively speaking. So we've got some leeway there, and I'm looking forward to it. But right now I'm trying to feel out like how do I want to represent something that feels like a Pokemon character, but sort of through the lens of a high fantasy setting. So not just strictly speaking like.
Yeah, belts usually will do
What was
it
that,
for
Al?
anything. Just add a belt to it.
Add more belts.
You know what I heard the other day? Is that something like 78% of Japanese college-age students have never played a Final Fantasy before.
What?
78%. Yeah, it was some absurdly high number. And
Because
it's
everybody
just,
cares about Dragon Quest, the superior franchise. Everybody cares about Dragon Quest, the superior franchise.
well, if everybody cares about that so much, how did Square eat Enix? Or did they eat Enix, or did they just be like, you know what, let's stop fighting and just like merge our 2 companies together?
I thought Enix bought Square.
Did they really?
Yeah, I think that's how it was.
Yeah, because Dragon
The
Quest
power of the
makes
internet.
bank.
Yes, I was gonna say like what we have the power.
Let's see.
But speaking of which, Dragon Quest Builders got announced for the West. I'm so hyped.
It was a let's see. It was a merger between Square and Enix. Each of Square's common stock was exchanged for 0.85 shares of Enix's common stock. Though 80% of the Square Enix staff was made up of Square employees. So it looked like it was kind of mutual.
Okay.
Merger.
Interesting.
What were you going to say, Emily?
I was just being hype about Dragon Quest Builders getting announced for the West.
Oh.
Well,
Which
I
is
hear
a like
the-
Minecraft-style Dragon Quest game. And it's really adorable and awesome.
Oh wow. Wait, so is it gonna be like a Mario Maker for like Dragon Quest kind of a thing?
No, it's like a straight-up Minecraft clone, but with a storyline, and it's basically a sequel to Dragon Quest 1, the bad ending.
Oh,
And so you got to go around rebuilding the world.
oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. That's a really unique idea.
Yeah, it's really cute. And it's coming on the Vita, so you could totally try it out.
What the hell's a Vita?
The Vita is that failed handheld product from Sony that spawned a slightly better thing called the PS TV.
I liked the Vita. It's tragic.
Well, that's why I bought a PS TV, so I could play the Vita games without having to buy a $230 console or handheld.
Yeah.
True. Then again, I'm one of the 3 people on Earth that has a Zune, so...
Oh my god, no.
I worked with one of the other 3 people. That thing still works. It's a brick.
Oh, I love this thing. It could stop a bullet.
Hey,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It was made by Microsoft, not Nokia.
Okay, well, yeah.
hey now, I had a Virtual Boy.
Oh, I'm
That's because
sorry.
you're the only one old enough to have owned one.
I could have owned one. I played on one
I'm getting
before.
left in
I can't
Orlando
believe
next
that.
week, aren't I?
Yeah,
Look at that.
you're not getting any Super Saiyan.
No, it was my idea. I need DBZ themed noodles.
Noodles.
What?
I found a video on the internet of a restaurant in Orlando called Super Saiyan. It is a
No.
Dragon Ball
Oh.
Z themed noodle
Oh my
restaurant.
That's awesome.
I need to come to Florida, like now.
Well, let me go there because you do have to go to Orlando, which is in Florida, so it's like the crazy of the crazy.
True, that's why you go in the middle of winter. No one goes to Florida in the winter.
Except all the snowbirds from up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snowbirds. I just found out that term the other day. That is
Oh my
hilarious.
god. You're raised by wolves.
Good Christian wolves.
Yes, wolves and wolves.
Al, you need to get this girl out more.
Yes, seriously. I think it's time to look for more scrap fabric because I do not have enough to confidently draw a back piece for the rabbit. Maybe. This is fabric Tetris.
So you should totally just pack Andrew in your luggage, Tom.
Andrew, can you fit into an overhead compartment?
Sure.
All right.
Maybe?
If you want Super Saiyan,
This
That
one.
is hilarious.
Man, that thief face so grump.
Put it in.
She's in her box back here.
But from what I've heard about the RPGs and whatever, actually Persona is a much more currently popular series in Japan than any of the Square titles.
Well, let's look at the last few Final Fantasy games. They've not been
Yeah.
stellar.
Right? Like, what the hell? I don't understand. But, well,
15 looks really good, though.
it looks interesting. Yeah, for sure it looks super interesting.
The demo was nice.
Which one?
The demo for 15.
Yeah.
It gave you a pretty good taste of combat, and just kind of how vast and different the world can sort of be in the game. It looks good. I'm excited for it.
oh, I'm still happy with 14,
Gross.
even if it doesn't have content.
There you go.
It's totally gonna get content though. Totally.
Sure. When?
You sound so sure of
The
yourself.
7th.
I don't know.
Well, it will have content for like 2 weeks, and then it'll need content again.
Mm-hmm. Game piece.
Though I never did do Alexander 2. Stupid item level.
Shit. Save. Game piece image has not been given a name.
Now this, is my undo button. We were talking about last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had paint run where I didn't want it to run, so I'm kind of scrubbing away with a brush. Try to get the paint a little bit, because once it reaches a certain thinness, it doesn't really have color anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and anything left over can either be painted over or mostly ignored.
There it is.
But you don't have a very wide window before it becomes a permanent mistake. All right.
Oh, can you guys hear our neighbors arguing?
No.
Nope.
For once, your camera isn't picking up anything.
Ah, lucky bastards.
Well, it's a good thing, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There you go. So what I'm doing here, I don't know if you can see the different lines
You gave it a
on
butt.
Bunny butt.
That's right. So this is the front. This is what I am supposing that I need for the back. So I've shifted everything here because I want this, when you're going around the body, all the limbs are going to be curled towards the front, so I'm going to need more surface area there. So the back is wider, the arms are longer, and this is going to be, this knee is going to be coming over more. So I gave it a dart here, made it bigger there, and we'll see how it works.
Sounds good, Al.
Yeah. Give it a little junk in its trunk.
I may need to, I've done this before where when you make something that's standing on a base, you have to add weights to it. So it's good to have like a little caboose just in case. Because I think it'll be pretty stable, but with that hammer,
Yeah.
depending on what I make it from, it's going to be weighty. So I need a way to compensate that. And I'm actually thinking about making a base where I have a steel rod where one of the feet can go through that rod. Or maybe two little rods for it.
That's probably a
to
really
kind
good
of
idea.
Set it on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I also need to see about getting him like a little platform or something to stand on at the con.
Yeah, I'll show you how I did another one of my stuffed things. Oh, no, I did this years and years ago under the supervision of a professional, so I would have to kind of like relearn stuff to do it. But the nice thing about this sculpture is that it is balanced on a steel rod right through the shoe. So for the Lunarian, we could easily do something like this. I just bought these wood medallions at Joann's, I think, and yeah, toss the rod in there. Now she does rotate kind of, but what you gonna do about that? You know?
Well, what we need to do is like scale up whatever a 1-inch base would be at 3 feet.
Right.
and then we can just play 1/1 scale endless in like 3 conventions.
I support this idea. We'll already have a cleric, and then we'll have a Lunarian.
And we got a dragoon.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you that I really wanted to be the pugilist?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We're getting a party together. Tom?
What? What about I don't.
Rhapsodist.
Not,
yes,
I'm
there we
not
go.
going to be the Rhapsodist.
Oh, why
Pink
not,
skirt will
though?
look gorgeous.
Because I don't look good in pink.
They'll have a ton of casting issues, but we'll get by that.
I also don't have the balance to stand on one foot. And nobody needs to see me shirtless.
Yeah, you said needs, but what about want, Tom? What about want?
Well, I'm selfish. I don't care what other people want. So I have got all of the images imported into the module,
Yay.
and I'm now creating game pieces out of those images. And as you can see, they are on a board. They can move.
Oh, holy crap!
Did you, oh, I'm guessing you're just doing facing based off of, like,
It's
portrait orientation, or?
somewhat. It's extremely difficult to see. But if you look, I wonder actually if I can zoom in on this. Nope. It's very tough to see, but on the bottom of every portrait, there's a little label that says front, and just at the moment, the size that the icons are at, it sucks. You can't really see it. It's very difficult to see. What I would ideally like to do is, you see how it's selected?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's got that black border. I'd like it if I could make one where where the front facing is a different color.
That would be really nice. And hi, Ray. Sorry that the camera is switching around too much for you. That's Google Hangouts just freaking out about everybody talking and doing stuff at once.
And I'm making noises with my scissors, so I apologize.
I can lock it to a specific view, but I have to actually be paying attention to the stream and not actually painting a mini.
Nobody paints.
Yeah, what kind of losers paint? Seriously. Oh, wait.
Have you guys seen the Melody Sheep remix of Bob Ross talking about painting? It's amazing.
I love Bob Ross.
And it makes me feel so good about myself.
Oh, good. It looks like Galen just volunteered to be the Rhapsodist.
Ah!
I love our fans.
You know how I just said, like, pins are for amateurs? You do need them for sewing. They are important. So just ignore that previous statement.
Grappler Tom Pug character.
What? How are you seeing?
You could just talk, Tom. You know that.
Yeah, come on, Tom.
You have words.
You have a microphone.
We know you have a
can
microphone.
get
You were
one.
just using it.
Oh, I really should have made this piece longer. Crap. Well, we'll just cut into it some more.
All right, so now I have two kind of ideas worked out. I try, whenever I give options, I always try to give pretty broad variety So like I could just iterate obviously on the first one and just like, oh, I'll just make these boots a little shorter and maybe make the bolero a little bit more like maybe it could have cuffs or something like that, or like a high collar. But rather than do that and just be like, here, Emily, here's 3 things that are basically exactly the same thing, I try and give a little bit more of a wide range of, like, this is obviously a very different kind of feel than this piece. So now that I've got these 2 pieces worked out, I'm trying to think through, like, what are these already doing, and then what can I do with this last one that is either in between these 2 or something completely different. So like she's wearing a short skirt here and like kind of like a full dress here. So maybe this one she'd be wearing like shorts or like actual pants or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a shorts or pants option, or one of those crazy half short, half pants options that like Bulma wears in random Dragon Ball art.
Right?
I'm going to sew for a minute, so I'm going to put my camera on Gina, and she's going to watch the stream for us.
Sounds good. If you want, there's a little cross-out microphone thing that will shut that off so the sewing machine doesn't be really loud.
Oh, that might be useful for Noah's stream because I actually have to go. My machine is right by her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, let's see how to do that. You'll probably still hear the machine from our bedroom. Let's see. Do I want the control room or? Oh, I see it. I see it.
The main screen at the top.
All right, bye. Talk to you again soon.
Now what I'm doing now is I'm mixing up probably my final highlight color. I try not to use pure white too often. It just is a really powerful color. And I usually don't write down any of my blends, which is terrible because if I have to replicate a design or fill out an entire army of the same scheme, it tends to be really difficult. It's also really hard to tell people how to paint because I don't know how to tell them to mix. I just mix it until it looks right. Like for this, I want it to be considerably brighter than my base color, which is already on my palette here. And I always end up working on the sword first. It just has the most gradient surface, so I can kind of judge how much brighter or darker I need to make any particular color. I think this will work.
Alright.
I also use my thumb as a palette a lot, just because it's so convenient to be right next to the model.
I do that with my nails a lot.
It's just so convenient rather than going all the way down, move away.
Also, my Army Painter paints stay better on my nails than any nail polish I use. Is that a selling feature that I could like promote them with? I mean,
Sure, new Army Painter nail varnish. Apply over primer, gloss coat twice.
I really like how that looks, Andrew, even without like any of the actual coloring done on it. Just that like grayscale look to her.
Hmm. Especially with a very large model like this, where it is mostly going to be armor, it really starts popping out because there's so much contrast between the super, super dark and then the super highlights. It's kind of why I wanted to do her in specifically this instead of my normal kind of like couple layers of metals and a lot of washes. It shows off the super detail Patrick put on this, and he's still insane for just all of this, all of the filigree work.
Yeah. He does amazing work.
I like it.
Ooh. So now we're at the second stage of sewing our pattern where we're starting to actually sew pieces together. And you're like, oh, that is horrible. So we need to do some fixing. I sewed together the two sides of the bodies using what we call a basting stitch. And it's where you have a loose seam with the purpose of ripping it out later. This face is just awful. But that's why we do the basting stitch.
Alright, it's decide time, you guys.
Dun, 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 dun.
Da, 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 da.
2.
I'm leaning towards 2 as well. I quite like the thigh-high boots and the mini skirt.
I like the like long like vest coat thing though in 3.
Sure.
Vest coat with skirt.
Yeah. And see, then occasionally I'd just be really annoying to know and say, I want this part from that one and that part from this one.
So we Frankenstein something together, sure.
Continue to Frankenstein.
But yeah, I do like the thigh-high boots and the mini skirt and then the long vest, jacket, coat
Alright.
thing. I don't know. I can't describe clothing. It's not enough sleep.
It's honestly like, I don't even know what I'd call it. It's almost a cardigan, but it's kind of like, what would you call this? You know fashion more than I do in some ways.
What? Wait,
Number
no,
3. Can you see it?
I guess I would call it a duster.
Yeah, duster. That's what you
It
call
doesn't
it.
have any sleeves. Sleeveless duster.
So we can totally do that. We can totally combine those two things. Which pose do you like more?
Hmm. Um. One will be the easiest to cast,
Okay.
just because it's fairly plainer. Um. What do you think, Andrew?
I mean, I really enjoy. I like 2. It does really trip Pokemon for me.
That's true. Of the 3, I kind of have to say, like, 3 is like we're on our way to Viridian City right now. But I also feel like it might be a nightmare to cast.
Well, the main thing with it is just because the one arm is extended outward like that, that
Right.
arm would have to be a separate bit.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's still fairly planar. Like the coattails are kind of reminiscent of the female Rhapsodist design
I
that
was
we had.
starting to get that.
And the casting issue we had with that was that the coattails, like, do I have one in here that I can just grab? No, of course not. I should totally just have the damn range in here when I'm in here. Oh, well, most of it I don't have anyway because it's all at Liz's house. But like, all right, so Squire is reference. The body is fairly nice and plainer, but the Rhapsodist then had a skirt that just came out like this, perpendicular to the body, and that would just constantly bubble. So as long as the coattails flow down rather than out, which shouldn't be an issue with how you've currently got it set up. Plus Patrick being Patrick, it won't be an issue.
Sure.
That sounds like a comedy show. Patrick being Patrick. Oh, Patrick.
Everybody loves Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
See, there we go. We have our title for the pilot.
So yeah, let's go with 2.
So we're going with the pose from 2, and most of the outfit from 2, but the duster from number 3.
And waist down from 2, waist up from 3.
Gotcha. Sounds good. All right. So let's go in and start to edit that. Oops.
I was trying to play around with the face, but I think it's going to be really difficult to tell what it's going to look like until I sew the whole thing. And also, when you sculpt a face, there's a lot of things you can do to make it, to pull the fabric in and add padding here and there to make it different shapes. So I think I'm probably going to do a fairly rough face and sculpt it when I'm in a finished stage, if that makes any sense. Like, leave it kind of loose, and then when it's actually done, do some tucks and pulls in the fabric to give me shape. Because I know that he'll have a big mask on, you're never going to see the face, but I'm going to feel bad if it looks bad.
Yeah, you'll know if it's not atomically correct underneath that suit.
Yes.
And just so people who might not know who are watching this, this is what Al is currently in the process of making a life-size version of.
Yeah.
I really love this design. It's so cool. I guess is it fine for me to call our stuff cool, or is that just
You're biased. Ugh,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
I think Keith really nailed it with this design.
It just looks practical to me. Like, it looks like it would work. And I guess I understand the function of most of those pieces.
I really dig the model. I still have yet to get my hands on one, but I really, really dig the Lunarians.
Well, I'll try to get you one when we're at Gen Con if they don't sell out immediately like they usually do.
Hot twist, buy one before those vendor hall opens.
Yeah. So also, Al, before Rinoa gets too far into things, any part of this outfit that you're going to be dreading making for me?
The gloves, definitely. The gloves are going to be killer. Just because gloves are difficult anyway.
Oh, come on. Just buy freaking gloves. I mean, like,
buy gloves?
You don't have to make
Who do you think I am? Oh my god.
That's some casual advice right there.
That's true.
Now I am not against anybody if you have a piece of a costume that's going to look so much better if you buy it, you should buy it. Especially in the case of like goggles or something like mechanical, something where you want it to look like a working piece. But in this case, like these hands, I'm going to want to have complete control over what they're doing and how they're gripping the hammer. So I am going to have to make them. The other part I'm dreading making is the lighting for the eyes.
Well, I was talking about the design Noah's working on.
Oh, my bad. Let's see. Here, babe, just talk again so your screen shows up. I'm lazy.
Oh, sorry.
I just click the button and then it goes. There you
Here
go.
it is. That's why I was like, why is the gloves a pain in the butt? Just buy brown gardening gloves and chop off the fingers. I mean, what would be that?
No, I mean, all of that looks pretty straightforward. It's all real clothing pieces. But besides, like, a little creative editing, you don't really have to invent anything. No, that should be fine.
She says begrudgingly.
Fine,
Okay.
I guess.
Can I say how happy I am that, Emily, you introduced us to the show, Himoto Maru? Because I am happy.
Well, I am
Oh,
glad
good.
that you decided to listen to my crazy ramblings on about anime.
Yeah. Well, and the only bad part about the show is that every time we watched it, we felt like we had to be eating potato chips and drinking Coke.
Yeah,
So,
that could be unhealthy after a while.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
we-
fizzy bath bombs either.
oh yeah.
Oh my god. I love that so much.
I had to explain that show to one of my coworkers yesterday because I've got one of the Umaru-chan trade figs sitting on my cubicle, and so woman I work with, she comes up, she's like, "The hell is that?" I'm like, "Uh-oh, oh no, I'm gonna have to explain a weird thing."
Here we go.
I really hope it gets greenlit. Like, it's kind of a junk food anime in some ways. Like, it's not really breaking any amazing, like it's, I don't know, it's more of a comfort anime, which is appropriate for considering the subject matter. But I would love to keep watching those characters do things, and just each of them are just so fun for different reasons. And
I don't know.
like, I really like Sylphine. She grew on me. At first I was like, oh, who's this asshole? And
Who's this asshole, and why does M think I should cosplay as her?
exactly. Oh my gosh, but she's so funny, especially as time goes on. I'm just like, oh, you're adorable. You're like a little animal.
She just wants her brother to bang her.
It's kind of weird.
Weird.
I kind of get that feeling.
Yeah. I like Kirei-chan. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it would give me an excuse to get a wooden boken, which I need anyway for character reasons.
Totally. By the way, it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray over here in, I think, August. So you can bring the joy of Umaru-chan home.
This episode brought to you by Umaru-chan.
That's right. On the way, I'm chilling out for anime and video games and whatever else I feel like.
I'm just gonna wait for the Utena Blu-rays to come out. That'll be my
Can't
big.
wait.
That'll be my big anime purchase for the year.
Part of me really is hoping that Right Stuff doesn't do a Kickstarter, like since that's been such a popular thing to do with older shows now. Mainly just because I know that I'll end up getting whatever the big stupid version of that is and spending way too much money on it.
I don't think Right Stuff has to worry about doing a Kickstarter because they've been doing a lot of re-releases of older shows with Nozomi, and they haven't done a Kickstarter yet. I think it's pretty much like people that want to get like a dub of something out in the States or anything that AnimeGo has.
Well, Before Escaflowne, I would totally agree. But since Escaflowne, they decided to do that, I have no idea.
Are those like two different periods, like BCE, BE before Escaflowne?
Well, I mean, Funimation, what, like a month ago now, they came out with a Kickstarter for the an English dub of the Escaflowne special edition, and they were asking for stupid ass amounts for the episodes, like $150 just to get in on it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I still have
That
my
seems
Pledge Manager
really-
for that. I haven't bothered to actually pick it up. I think I'm just going to get it on Amazon when it comes out. Because I do already own Bandai's original release, which, like, apparently the only difference is like 30 seconds of footage.
Here, going to sew again, so watch my cat.
Yay, Katie.
Oh,
Kitty.
before I go silent. Does this sound good? Does this sound good? Does this look good? This like Frankenstein monster that we've created?
Yeah. Guys.
I like it.
Yeah, all right.
Cute. Yeah, it's a nice combination. All right. Well, I will get into that then. And Alex is gonna sew. So goodbye for now.
Bye for now. All right, so I think I finished the majority of the novel. So I'm going to go back with a shadow color, touch up where it was kind of messy, smooth the blends a little bit. It's also really useful to thin your paint down with matte varnish, especially at this stage, because it helps everything really blend together. You're just putting overlays of color on top of overlays of color. It doesn't mask anything so much as it just blends into it.
It's too much work, man.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
I have to go find the matte medium. I gotta mix it in.
I have a giant, like, gallon bottle of it, so...
He said matte varnish.
Whatever.
Yep.
Matte medium's the same thing.
It is and it isn't.
It totally is.
It is and it isn't. I know this. I've messed with the two before. Matte medium is way thicker and is a little more matte.
A little less rock and roll.
Yes, it is a lot less rock and roll. Shut up. Matte varnish, on the other hand, is very, very fluid. Like, this is one of my big bottles of it. Matte medium is almost the consistency of Elmer's.
Which, if you're really desperate and you hate your brushes, where's glue? So, Tom, why don't you talk a bit about what this crazy thing you're doing is?
I am typing words. All right, cool. Next topic.
You got the big screen now.
No, I don't want the big screen. Currently, I am working on some DLC, essentially, for the Gaiden book. This DLC is going to be an extension of the Miasma War storyline. Where the story ends with Frace and his the party defeating the mages of the corrupted sea and stopping the spread of miasma, effectively saving the world.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers for a book that's been out for like a year and a half, 2 years or something. But what we're doing here is we're taking it back. And we're taking it to the end of that fight and basically asking, what if Frace's group didn't win? Whether they failed to stop the spread of the miasma, whether Frace died at the hands of the mages of the corrupted sea, the history has changed, or the future of the history has changed. And so what this DLC is going to be 3 missions. It's going to continue the campaign, leaving off or starting after the final mission of the Miasma War, which is called something, name I don't have in front of me, called Don't Lose Your Way, where Frace and friends fight a seemingly indestructible and invincible monster. These missions, what they are going to try to do is they're going to give the player the opportunity to become the forces of the miasma. All of the missions are no longer the player versus the campaign manager. It's now the forces of the miasma versus what I'm currently calling the forces of the crystal, because forces of light doesn't sound right. But these missions are designed to kind of be played with either the campaign manager or the player taking one role or the other. So if the player still wishes to be the hero, to still try to fight the miasma, they can take control of the forces of the crystal, be the good guys throughout these additional 3 missions, and try to fix sort of history as it becomes. Or if they still want to kind of keep playing with the roles that they were, the campaign manager versus the player becomes the forces of miasma, and they try to see if they can, in theory, sort of finalize the takeover of the miasma and spread it throughout the world. So there's going to be 3 missions that visit locales from the Miasma War campaign, but with a twist. So you'll see probably you'll see one of the Mercurius slums, where the thief mission, where you tried to track down the thief, where that mission took place. This one is taking place in the Water Temple, from the first mission in the campaign, and then the last one might be from where Frace and friends entered into the Deep Crystal, but I haven't fully decided on that yet. So it's going to feature new missions, at least 1 new character, and just kind of give you a different way to play the game.
All right, I think that's mostly the metals done. I might go back once other colors are on there and brighten or darken other areas if they need them. But for the most part, I think it's ready to move on to color.
Great.
All right. And I'm probably going to start with, as inner concept art, she has like dark leather underneath the plate mail.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to do that next, because they're innermost details, like between her legs, under her arms, and I don't want to risk, once I do the non-metal gold trim, I could screw that up if a little too ham-fisted painting the leather like here or on her legs and whatever. So I always try and paint from the inside out, and that way you can be messy without it being completely detrimental if you screw up.
Yeah. Before you get started with color, could you
Sure.
take a snapshot with your proper camera? Just post that up.
Absolutely. Proper camera.
And we'll get you a decent camera at some point.
I have a decent. I have a decent.
Like a decent video camera. You know,
Oh,
webcam.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just remember, his new fancy phone is better than his has a better camera than his digital camera.
Yeah.
It really does. All right, fine. I'll use my phone.
So we'll get you a much better video camera, and we'll just give yours to Tom.
Nah, nobody needs to see my ugly mug.
Sure we do. Everybody else gets seen.
Yeah, I mean, you have to see my hands.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, Andrew is a lovely hand model.
Yes, of course. Currently modeling the Nothing. This is unavailable. You can't get it ever. Also available in Oompa Loompa.
I love 80s vision.
God, it's so worth having. I love this camera for that one reason.
Yeah.
Alright. Phone picture.
Just gonna stalk over at Noah's screen for a bit while she's still muted.
I really like the concept for this character. I really dig it.
Does this mean I'm gonna have to like sit you down and make you watch Umaru-chan?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if I could do Animu anymore.
It's only like 13 episodes. You can totally handle it.
I don't know.
And they're amazing.
I don't know. I can't do Animu anymore.
Come on, it's about a horrible 16-year-old girl that just wants to sit around, play Monster Hunter, eat potato chips, and drink cola.
And then teenagers go out to kill God.
No. This is a comedy series. The closest to that is when she tries to win a cat pillow.
And then you gotta show him JoJo.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Speaking
Yeah.
of teenagers trying to go out and killing a god. That reminds me, I need to watch yesterday's episode.
It was pretty good. I've been enjoying season 4.
I have two, but I feel like the animation is like weirdly different than season 3.
I think the color palette is really throwing things off a lot.
Yeah, because like season 3 had this kind of weird CGI like effect to it. Like I knew it was drawn, but it looked like it could have been done CGI. This looks drawn the whole way through, so it's just throwing me for a loop.
Okay. Now, if my phone has done its job, I think I have a picture to show.
Hey, Noah? You
Yeah.
can hear me. More drills.
More what?
Drills. Let me find a ref.
Did you say more drills or more curls?
Drills.
Brills.
More girls?
Drills.
Sorry I was away for so
Here,
long. You
over
can
in
thank he.
the Hangout chat.
Opening it now. Let's see.
I wonder. Button?
Wrote the Book of Love.
Well, that one. Don't think that's doing anything, did it? I'm messing with Google Hangouts on my phone, too.
I heard a beep. It sounds like whatever you tried to do worked. Chat. That's a GIF. Never mind.
Yeah, that was just me sending Noah
Oh God,
a GIF.
that's terrible. Or terrifying. I haven't decided.
Oh, Jesus, those drills. They're such drills. Oh, God.
Okay. Hangouts with Q&A. One day I'll actually figure this stuff out.
Now I'm hearing a bunch of beeping.
Sorry, it's for me.
Oh, freaking out, thinking like somebody's sending me messages. I'm like, that doesn't sound like what I normally hear. Oh, let's see. Some squares. Not many.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm looking at the photo you took of the Dark Knight.
Oh, did
It
that
looks
come
so
through?
different in real life.
Damn this phone.
Oh no, now we've got 2 of Andrew.
I'm trying to kill it. Oh, come on, die.
Where did you
Die.
do the photo?
Yeah, I cannot find this photo.
Oh, somehow it was showing up in my Facebook, or in my Gmail.
Quay?
Hmm?
I don't get it. Okay.
Oh, weird. Okay, no, yeah, I have it too. It's
Okay.
it's in my Gmail as well.
What?
It's like
Is that
a
like in-
group message or something like
Oh,
that.
it's in GChat? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
never
gosh.
used
Here,
GChat,
hold on a
so
sec. I think I got you.
What?
I got spam, maybe. Nope.
Yeah, I have no idea what I just did. I hit a whole bunch of buttons and then my phone turned on. So.
Do any of us know how to technology? Because I certainly don't. I think
I know
I'm
how to
beginning to think I'm in
technology, but not
good
how
company.
to hang out.
what is this, a picture for ants?
Yes, it is. There's a picture for ants.
I'm working on it, damn it.
We love you, Andrew. Just
It's
know
just
that.
I
the
don't love
camera
it.
I love because I can plug it in and I can just rip the files off. I don't think I can do that with my phone without
Yes,
it
you can.
going funky.
You probably could.
I probably could. I would just need to hunt down the cable, which I think is upstairs.
Or you could just post it from your phone onto Facebook or something.
Yeah, I could. Well, let's see. Facebook. Post in a group. Hey, I can post it in a group. That'll work. There we go. That'll work. In theory, we should be able to see it
Eventually,
on the LAM group.
in the fullness of time.
Yes, here we
there
are.
we go.
Yay!
Technology.
Indeed, Icon Technologies.
That is a much bigger picture.
Yes!
There we go. And bam.
Ah, excellent. That'll work.
Yes, 8.
Yeah, that
This
looks really
way.
good.
From here, it's a whole bunch of colors, including the gorgeous purple cape. Because I like painting purple.
Make sure you do some like freehand trim on the bottom of the back of the cape too.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
Just go crazy.
Well, go big or go home, I guess.
Oh, man. So we've reached a critical juncture where somebody didn't buy any fiber fill to test out their patterns. So I'm going to use scraps instead. I was planning on not using fiber fill, but maybe using some high density foam, because the thing about fiber fill is that it can lose its shape over time, and with the high density foam, it's more like you're carving into it, more like you're sculpting, so you have a little more control over how the shape's going to look.
All right, Emily, I have 2 questions for you.
Uh-huh.
First, what do you feel? How do you feel about the color of these crystals and also the shape of them? I'm imagining they're like, what do you call that? Something hedrons,
Octahedrons.
octahedrons. Sure,
Like a D12?
maybe, or something just basically fat and sort of crystalline structure. Obviously, we're sort of trying to reference Pokeballs without directly referencing Pokeballs. So.
Well, thematically, for me at least, they should probably be D10s.
Gross.
You know,
Give the D12 some love, Em.
No, we use D10s. Except in
Not
this
in
silly
this
game
game.
called Endless.
Yeah,
Except my character. My character totally uses D10s in Endless.
but you have to accept the 0 result as a 0.
Yeah.
Break out the percentile dice. The 90 is 90.
I say make it a dodecahedron.
I agree with this.
Dodecahedron. That's what
it.
I was going to think of.
That's a D12.
That is a D12.
D12s. Well, at least it's not D4s. I hate D4s.
It's spiny bastards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're basically just caltrops.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, no. For the colors, maybe one of each of the crystal colors. So one blue, one pinkish
Red.
white, one red, and one
Poop brown.
purple. Blackest purple.
All right, so one blue, one this is where I show just what a bad employee I am.
Yes, Noah.
Let's see.
I
Let's
didn't know
go.
there was going to be a quiz.
That's the problem. She always quizzes us. It's horrible. Send help. And recess.
I guess I've been truant for the past couple of years, so I've avoided quizzes, I think.
So one blue, one red, one purple, and then one
Green.
green?
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of want to make them these like crazy, like almost like they're glowing, so they really stand out as obviously this is the summoning gem.
Sure.
You know.
So yeah,
Are you okay with the dodecahedron, or would you prefer we do D10 so that's more in keeping with endless?
Well, it's less keeping with endless and more keeping with Rushfire.
Endless is D6 system.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. But I was totally.
It's lying like a D6.
But since the guys seem to want D12s, that's fine.
D12s look more impressive.
We're compensating for our inability to roll.
I will roll above a 1.
So she just wanders around the world throwing crystals at people, and occasionally monsters come out. Just walking down the street one day, bam, crystal to the face, and then there's a Mandragora there.
Young lady. Here. My cat is snoring, and I wish you guys could hear it. Oh my god. It's really loud.
All right, one more question.
Okay.
So, like, Train, I gave him these, like, super serial eyes. Oh, I guess it works. I was like, does it work for her to have more, like, these, like, gooey, Nintendo-y eyes? But I guess his eyes aren't that serious. So I can see these two characters existing in the same universe.
Yeah, one of them's just more
How do you
squinty
feel
than
about
the
it?
other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
one's just
racist.
constantly looking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you allowed to use the word squinty? Like,
I think it's alright.
Are you trying to imply something there, Tom?
yeah, they should get glasses.
Yeah. I'm squinty. You got a problem with that?
Yes.
That's why you're not staying at our hotel.
Ooh.
No, it's because I already bought my room before then.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, we have just discovered, because we're old, the service called Airbnb. And it's a thing where people rent out their houses or like their apartments, or if they have an extra, like a lodge that goes with their house, I don't know. They rent their stuff out to you, and often they cost less than a hotel. And so we just booked our first trip, and hopefully we will not get murdered. I'm excited about it.
I would be less concerned with getting murdered and more concerned with having the person you're renting from say that you like filmed a porno there, because that apparently is a thing that happens in California.
Are you kidding me?
No, like this. Well, this woman on Airbnb, like rented her house out for a week, and came back, and a couple months later, discovered through acquaintances and whatnot that her house had been used to film like a gay porno.
Oh my god, that is so funny. That's just the least. That's the last thing that I would say. Yeah, that's the danger.
But there have been, and like she kind of had the best possible ending out of that. Like she came back, her house was clean and everything, and it was fine. But I guess other people have had like porn companies come in, film something, and they put holes in the wall, they destroy some of the furniture, there's like booze bottles lying around, leftover things from the shoots, like just horrible situations.
Oh, we are just planning on sleeping there after selling our stuff at a con. So we're gonna be tired, we're gonna be quiet, we're just gonna stumble in, sleep,
but I
stumble out.
I think most people have a pretty decent experience with Airbnb.
Yeah. I'm excited about it because I'm tired of shelling out so much money for hotels, and then if it's not a good con, it's just like, why do we do this?
What convention?
We are going to. Well, our next convention is JFAC, which I am like all kinds of excited about. But the one that we're doing at Airbnb is we're going to Anime Zing in
Oh,
Iowa. And I believe that's maybe late July.
In Iowa?
Yeah,
There's nothing in Iowa.
there's apparently an
it's
anime
Anime
convention.
Zing.
There's cornfields.
There's Children of the Corn.
No, I don't want it. No children's corn.
So, Emmy, you said you were up super late, like work tonight. And are you working again today?
I was originally, but I left a note for my manager to replace me, because after this stream, I'm just gonna fall asleep.
That
You
sounds
sound
a
like you
plan.
need it.
I really do. I have not been sleeping well lately, and I have not had a day off.
Yeah, you were sending me your schedule, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I am so looking forward to next week and having it off, because it's Wednesday through at least Sunday.
Okay, Monkey, why don't you stream for me? She works so hard.
So adorable.
Show me. Can I see belly? I'd like some belly. There it is. It's white.
Aww.
Oh. Wait now. Well, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna do a couple quick scenes. It won't be like last time. I'll just be a few minutes. Oh, sleepy. Sleepy.
She looks as sleepy as I am.
Yeah. I clean.
Actually, I might go get some food with Matt after the stream, because donuts are delicious, but I should probably eat something real.
Yeah.
And then crash, because that's healthy.
Let's
Well, absolutely.
be honest. I'm eating the breakfast of champions right now. Leftover Oreos.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I have one left.
I had a ham sandwich.
Well, you are a ham sandwich, so.
Oh.
You managed to not do ghetto lean this time. Good job. No, she has a habit of doing like a ghetto lean with some of her stuff. So she flips it back and forth to make sure it's not leaning in one particular direction.
Heck yeah. It was leaning pretty bad earlier, but we'll see. How bad is the
sewing machine?
sewing noise?
It kind of sounds like the scraping of Pyramid Head wandering down a hallway.
Oh jeez. All right, I'm going
No,
silent.
it's
then.
fine. It's
Break
fine.
down.
Yeah, it's
like
not hideously intrusive.
Yeah, it's just like, no, watch out behind you. There's something there.
Oh, give yourself a bath. You're so cute.
Are you a big fan of the Silent Hill series?
Not particularly. I've watched like some Let's Plays of a couple of them. And I think I tried playing one of them. I don't remember which one though. But nah, it's not really my thing.
Sure.
Oh, whoops. I forgot. I should have seen what was out there. Be right back.
I was pretty excited for Silent Hills, but I'm sort of happy for Kojima that he's out of that nightmare, because that sounds like a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard mixed things about all sides of that, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I love the Metal Gear series. Like I absolutely terrible at playing the Metal Gear series, but I really love them. Like
Sure,
the
sure.
boss designs and everything. So I was looking forward to Silent Hills in that regard of being a big fan of Kojima and Del Toro. But yeah, I'm glad that he's no longer having to deal with all that Konami stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes out with for his new studio.
But those sweet pachinko machines.
Yeah, everybody loves pachinko.
Sweet, sweet
do.
pachinko. Yep. God, Konami, what are you doing? I mean, they have to make money. Everybody's got to make money. I get it. But they made some of my favorite games. What the heck? Like, how can they not be more successful than this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
wow, that's weird.
Tom, we're still going to have to take you to a pachinko parlor when we go to Japan.
Okay.
Just so you can experience the wall of smoke and sound when you open the door.
I've been to some bingo halls here in the States.
Yeah, no.
Like, cigarette smoke is something I've experienced firsthand. And
Yeah,
secondhand,
this-
technically.
You'll experience it if you go to Japan.
Yeah. There's a much different culture about smoking there. But
Do you
yeah,
and Matt have a trip plan?
what was that?
Do you and Matt have a trip planned?
Well, we've been talking about going with Tom and another friend for a while now. We're aiming to do it like next winter to go to One Fest. But I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make it or not. It's crazy expensive. So
Oh,
Be a
sure.
fun trip, though.
if we
If
and if we
somebody's
did go,
just constantly broke, i.e. me.
yeah,
Jeez, get a job, Tom. God.
I have a job. More like win the lottery once and pay off all my student loan debt.
but it'll probably end up being like a combination trip of bringing Tom to Japan for his first trip and then our honeymoon.
Aw, yeah.
I'm not going to watch you two consummate your marriage.
That's good. We weren't going to invite you for that part.
Thank God. Whew.
I was just going to leave you in Aqaba and then,
Good place
pick
to
you up
live
in a few
someone.
days.
You would find me like in the like a back alley with like a maid bonnet like disheveledly like on my head, holding like the Sailor Moon star rod or whatever.
One kidney.
No, I probably have no kidneys at this point. just shouting about waifus.
All right, so explain something to me. Oh, shoot.
Sorry.
No, go
What's the
ahead.
difference between a waifu and, like, someone was okay. I do a lot of commission work for people,
Mhm.
and someone's like, I want you to draw this character, and she's my waifu, and she was talking about his OC, and like, I was like, oh, so she's like married to your OC, and he's like, no, she's my waifu, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just a female character you really like, right?
Yes, that is it.
Pretty much, but to like an obsessive degree. Like to the point of having like a picture of them up on a monitor across from you sitting at a table, the little plate in front of them with their dinner and a candle. lit romantically while you enjoy just a nice evening together.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Waifu Talk, the next session of the On the Lam Games podcast.
We cover all sorts of ground here. And there is at least a inverse of that with the husbando. For all the crazy ass Fujoshi out there.
Except
Husbando.
crazy ass Fujoshi need two men, so they can make them kiss.
It's true. It's true.
So
That
like,
reminds
what's
me,
the?
I should take you to Ikebukuro too.
Unfortunately, I want to go there because of Durarara, but I don't want to go there because of your Fujoshi bullshit.
But I'll take you to the Namco Ninja Cafe.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You love Namco.
Do I?
You love Namco.
I do. Only when they provide me great video game action. Hold on, actually, I need to see my PS4 collection real quick. How many of these are? Let's see. That's Bethesda.
I mean, you never know. They might have like a Dark Souls burger going on or something.
Do I have to like kill the cow myself as it gores me? Like,
No, the burger is the monster.
well, yeah, that's what. Like,
You are the burger.
oh,
No, you have to fight the chef.
you have to fight the chef. Hey, only 2 of my PS4 games are Bandai Namco games.
Yeah,
More
well,
than that, just for my systems.
And only one of them is a Dark Souls game. The other one is Digimon.
Ace Combat. I like my
Well-
fighting games.
a good amount of my DVD shelf is Bandai, so that counts. Because that's totally the same company.
I don't know. I'm kind of sour with Bandai Namco.
Why?
Well, they screwed up my favorite series of games, so I'm not happy about that.
Which series of games?
Ace Combat,
Oh.
because I like my fighter jets.
Well, they're still making Microsoft,
Not the same. Not the same. One is an
flight
arcade.
simulators.
One is arcade. The other is simulator. I like the arcade.
In case you guys are wondering, I'm at the stage in the project where I figured out that this is like entirely the wrong shape. All this seam ripping.
I've realized that when you mix these two colors together, a brown and an ivory color, it makes gray.
I don't think that's supposed to happen that way. I'm pretty sure my color wheel does not have that on it.
It is some kind of magic between these two color paints.
I've
Weird.
had that happen with paint pigments before, where they'll just randomly just go to gray or go to black rather than making anything like properly the right color.
That is just magic.
Which I'm sure that if we could pull Mr. Justin into the stream, he could give me a long tirade about how color theory works with
Pull
paint
Justin
pigments.
into the stream.
It'll happen one day, but he's too busy.
Yeah.
He's a man about town.
What does Justin do?
He runs Secret Weapon Miniatures,
What doesn't he do? Shorter list.
and who graciously host us every Adepticon. And he's just an all-around great guy. We're working on a couple of projects together that I can't talk about.
You're talking about them now, though.
But I can't talk about details. I can
Oh,
just get
okay.
people hyped that, hey, we're totally doing something.
Fine.
It's all because of wonderful Adepticon hot tub meetings.
I am always available for bribery to tell people of these plans. My rates
Yeah.
are fair. It is $1,000 per character, and I will type it up and send it to you. Spaces are not included in that pricing structure. They're $2,000.
I'll give you $20 on a ho-ho. How about that?
Make it $20 and a $5 fill-up box from Popeyes, and you got yourself a deal.
So I think I said this before, but I'm really sorry for the horrible sounds that my chair makes.
Haven't heard anything.
Oh, that's good.
I'm actually not getting it over here.
Oh, good, because it is annoyingly loud in person.
It's
And just-
better than my old one.
It sounds like it's going to break at any moment. It's also incredibly uncomfortable. I really need to get a new one.
Get a new chair.
Yeah.
Not out loud.
Well, I keep having other things more important and more expensive break on me. So
Windshield
things
wipers.
like chair, car.
Take a seat out of your car. There you go.
No, actually, if you want to drive up to Ohio, I have an old van seat in my garage because we took it out of our van so we'd have more like storage space in it, and then we got rid of the van and nobody bothered to put it back in the van when we got rid of it. So it's just sitting in the garage.
Whoopsies.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I know.
Nope. Alex, leave. Leave this stream for that horrible pun.
Your pun's not allowed here.
No, they are, but they can't make me groan. And that one made me groan.
That was work calling to tell me that they can't get anybody to replace me.
No.
So I have to go in at 4 o'clock.
Take picture of middle finger. Send.
You should probably go get some sleep.
I probably should, but that would be dumb.
No, that sounds like the smart thing to do.
We want you to live.
You know what? Just send Matt.
He's got work tonight too.
No,
Otherwise,
no.
I would actually probably have him drive me if he didn't have work.
You send Matt to your job, and then you send Zeus to his job. Cookies
This
are better.
could totally be a
right?
baker.
Cookies are so much better with drool, I hear.
I can't do it not so.
How strong are those goddamn monsters? That's a lot of scrolling. Oh, that's an. Where did that book go? There it is. Hey, Em, I found a typo in the miasma lore.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, you didn't. There are no typos. Everything is fine.
Alright, well then, never mind.
Right. Just giving the leather areas a bit of a sepia wash, kind of bring everything together. I kept it at really that grayish brown color, just to kind of mute it. My normal leather is very, very warm, and with this, I want most of the focus to be on the cape, which will be super warm, the gold trim, and then the little details of red cloth she has.
So here we have some nice dodecahedrons.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, yay.
Best die.
They do look pretty cool.
They do.
Okay, is this shape right? Okay, maybe it's too round.
Al, are you playing music like really softly? Because I just hear little like beeps and boops every once in a while.
Maybe. Maybe. So what if I am? I'm drinking too. I can't do the silence. It's too much.
That's fine.
We should begin preparing lists of topics.
We probably should. And if I had more than 3 hours of sleep, I probably totally would have done something like that.
Yeah, the sleep would probably be the more important of those.
Yeah. I'm probably actually, yeah, it's 12:10, so we'll cut this off at 12:30, just a half hour short tonight.
Sure.
And then I can go get lunch and sleep for an hour.
Mm.
So yeah, we probably won't do this next week just because everybody's going to be, well, most of us are going to be busy.
Mm.
I won't be busy.
Well, you'll be away from anything.
I can bring a laptop.
You could if you wanted to.
I'm dedicated to this stream.
I like to see that.
Back to the drawing board. By drawing board, I mean fabric.
Alright, well, Tom, show off what you got.
What do you mean? I have been the whole
Well,
time.
no, I'm like specifically like to do a wrap up.
You're in the spotlight.
I
Yeah,
don't like the spotlight.
you got
What
the
do
big show.
So
I love that stuff for later. Make Matt write this.
yeah, there's that because I don't know what to put there. But then I also have I don't know fluff. Why am I writing this stuff? Frowny face, frowny face, frowny face. And then where did else I have it? Oh, this is garbage. I wrote in 5 minutes. It will probably be changed. So
Just notes for you later.
A peek into the way that we do things On the Lamb.
this is not a peek.
Professional.
I am showing how the sausage is made, and it's not. There's like a toe in there, and probably some teeth. But as you can see, I'm working on the third of the 3 missions for the DLC, titled "There Is No Going Back." Yeah. And just kind of a hint of who might be coming to play in this new mission is
It's not really a hint when you do it in size 22 font.
first off. That's why I did that. So yeah, it's going to feature a level 4 version of Frace. He's going to have some interesting and rough tricks to deal with. Well, I think it's kind of interesting. So, but it's going to be a rather large game. It's going to be a 16 crystal game. There's going to be poison and status debuffs. It's going to be a fun on a bun.
Get hype.
Yeah, get the hypest of hype. Hypest Word doc on Windows ever.
All right, Andrew.
All right. Well, I finished up the non-metallic silver, and the leather. There was very little of it, so I finished that up very quickly. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm putting down the base color on this purple. It is royal purple, game color, very bluish. I use this a lot for darker purples. But from here, it's lots and lots of color work, and I love bright colors.
Great. It's looking really great. When you get to another stopping point, take another photo for the group.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing that color because it'll really highlight, I think, the metal work you've done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alex.
Um, ta-da!
Beautiful.
It's done. Perfect. I've taken, see if you can see it. I've taken this pattern and heavily modified it because I need to make something that is a stuffed animal that kind of has roughly this body structure. Um, it's really difficult to tell right now, but I think I've got fairly stable legs and arms. Um, and I'm just working at the head. The head has been very difficult. But once I get the head worked out, I can do the feet. He still needs to have like a piece under here, an oval piece, and need to determine how I'm going to do the armature and things. So I'm still at the drafting stage. This is the
It
third.
almost looks like a onesie for an awkwardly shaped child.
Oh
Yes,
my
it
gosh.
does. Yes, it does. So there's a lot of work to do. It's just going to be trial and error, getting the right shape.
Well, you'll get it eventually.
Oh yeah.
All right, Noah.
So we went from nothing to this. So
Yay!
yay, generating from the void. Actually, like just talking briefly about art and feeling bad for Tom because like I was just meeting with actually a programmer friend of mine the other night talking about possibly working on a game jam together, and we were discussing how with like specifically with programming it's hard to show off what you did, what you created. Unlike art, where it's like, oh, well, at the end you've got something cool to look at, and with programming, at the end you've got a whole bunch of code, which is like, for people in the know, that's significant, but everyone else is just like, okay, cool, I guess.
Code can be
So,
beautiful too.
code can be beautiful too, and I think it is amazing. Like, that's something that's so mysterious and magical to me. But
As someone that works with code, it's never beautiful. It's just spaghetti. It's just a
it's just
bundled mess of pasta that somehow works together.
It's funny because like I've done a little bit of coding myself in RenPy, and at first I was like, is this seriously how programming works? Because like it's so like, oh my gosh, you could make up. It's like literally just making stuff up as you go. And I understand why coders have to be like really meticulous with so much of their stuff, because it's so easy to get lost with that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I connected this with that formula or whatever, but I didn't use this labeling system, so now every time I try and trigger this event, it accidentally triggers this other event, and oh my god, what the hell? And that's, I guess, all I have to say on that.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody who joined us for this week's live stream. I keep saying that we will try to promote these things more forward in advance, and maybe one day we actually will.
Nonsense.
But today is not that day.
Today is not that day. All right, thanks for putting this together again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, and I'll try to do less sewing next time.
Yeah,
thank you,
I
everybody,
hope
for
next time you
joining us.
don't have to work and then
Yeah.
work again, like 2 hours later or whatever.
I hate my scheduling.
It sucks. Sorry, hon.
All right, and there.